welcome to On It with Stevens Life. I'm Sam Geary.
And I'm Brittany Tutt. We begin with the week's top stories. Stevens has installed barriers, officially known as chicanes, on the bridges that cross Broadway and College Avenue in an attempt to calm bicycle traffic. Signs have been posted for years asking cyclists to walk their bikes across the bridges. These have gone unheeded, and the school took stronger action to address that last semester. At that time, chicanes were installed but removed within days. School officials said the difficulty was coming up with a method of eliminating bicycle traffic without creating an obstacle for those using wheelchairs, for example. It is hoped the new chicanes and signage are the answer. Sam?
Clothing thefts are on the rise in residence halls' laundry rooms. According to campus security, 3 residents from different dorms have reported various missing items. Security officials and Res Life staff plan to create effective policies to reduce these thefts, misplaced clothing.
In the meantime, officials ask students to avoid leaving their laundry unattended. Setting phone alarms will also help keep track of washing and drying times to maintain a better workflow. Students are asked to contact an RA or security officer with any questions or other information. With school shootings on the rise, Stevens takes actions to prepare. With more on this, we go to reporter Angel Mendez.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Security officials started active shooter training sessions last week, following 6 campus shootings nationwide in January alone, including the Stevens Institute of Business and Arts in St. Louis. The hour-long presentation included a 20-minute video on tips for handling campus gunman situations. Although not mandated, session officials invited faculty and staff, including residence life workers. During last week's presentations, Tony Coleman, head of security, said more than 100 people attended. The sessions also detailed the text alert emergency system, which plans to run a full test within the next couple of weeks. Coleman plans on hosting student sessions next week. Now, we're going on to the other side of campus. The equestrian department has also instituted security measures. Last year's low rain levels and high temperatures has led to a nationwide drought, and Columbia is categorized as experiencing the exceptional drought. Its effect on the Midwest has caused a rise in crop prices, but fortunately, the Stevens Equestrian Department has avoided the financial impact. According to Linda Patty, the administrative assistant, the department contracts with a supplier that has promised fixed prices despite the national rise in hay costs. Most of the county isn't so lucky, though, causing a rise in hay thefts. That's forced the Stevens stables to change locks on hay and grain trailers to avoid burglary. To view the U.S. Drought Monitor map, visit droughtmonitor.unl.edu. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that report, Angel. I had heard about the drought, but hadn't considered how it would affect Stevens.
Me either. It's hard to think of the drought after a day of rain we had yesterday.
I'm looking forward to Lane's weather report to see if there's more of that in the forecast. For now, though, you have another story about Stevens alumni making it big in Hollywood.
Yes. Stephanie Berchoff was featured on Modern Family. She played the sister of Gloria, who is played by Sofia Vergara. And Alex Rodriguez, who graduated in 2011, has appeared on the CBS's hit show NCIS. His classmate, Caitlin Zimmer, has also had a lot of opportunities starting in reality television on the production team of The Biggest Loser. And after working on the Academy Awards for Live Events division of E Entertainment, will travel to New Zealand and work on a new show with Bear Grylls. Moving from TV to silver screen, Stevens alum Jennifer Tilly will lend her voice to the sequel of Monsters, Inc., Monsters University.
The performing arts are not the only thing Stevens is getting recognized for. Professor Kate Gray is here to discuss her new work, which is on display this month at Tellers. For this, we go to Haley.
Thanks, Brittany. This week, we have Stevens' very own graphic design instructor, Kate Gray, in studio to talk with us about our latest art show located at Tellers Restaurant and Gallery. Thanks for joining us, Kate.
It's my pleasure.
For those who don't know, how long have you been painting?
I've been painting, I think, since the day I was born. However, I officially started taking art classes when I was about 8, and I've been painting ever since. So,
how long did it take you to complete this particular collection?
I started this collection about a year ago, but didn't seriously get into it until about 3 or 4 months ago. And I just immersed myself in exploring the materials and everything to bring the show to life.
Well, what was your inspiration?
Well, to be honest, my inspiration pretty much came from my teachings. I teach graphic design portfolio, which is a senior level class. And in that class, I teach my students creative visualization. It's an exercise that's very helpful for visuals to see what their life's going to look like. Along with that, I teach the power of positive thinking or energy. And from that, I just started embracing that on my own terms and in my artwork. And I really started to see everything start to develop. And it was amazing. And I thought I just wanted to create a show that when you walked in, felt positive. And it was uplifting. So that was the goal.
So teaching graphic design does influence your work?
Definitely, especially in this show. I also taught last semester principles and elements of design. And in that particular class, along with Graphic Design 1, we talk a lot about the power of very simple shapes and how they mean things to us. And through that study, working with my students, I realized that that was the basis for this show, was the positive symbol. Just the very simple positive sign, and that drove all of the patterning, all of the texture, all of the colors, and it gave me a place to start for how I wanted to communicate the message.
Great, I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for joining us.
It is my pleasure.
Her show is on display now until March 3rd. Be sure to check it out downtown. Back to you, Brittany.
Thanks again, Haley. I love Kate's work.
Me too. It looks like a great show. I'll be sure to check it out. And we'll be right back after this.
That was great. Now for those who don't want to stray too far from campus, the art of fashion is coming to you.
We go now to Kobe Elliott with behind-the-scenes look at the Amore fashion show. Kobe?
Thanks, Sam. On February 9th, Stevens will be holding Amore, a fashion show presented by alumni De'Ara Hall. Originally from Illinois, De'Ara graduated in 2011 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Liberal Studies with a concentration in Apparel Studies. The show will be held in Windsor Auditorium. All proceeds for the show will benefit the True North Shelter here in Columbia, which provides a safe living space for victims of domestic and sexual abuse. The show will feature clothing from local vendors such as Mod Vintage, Deb, Ellie's Couture, Glicks, Mustard Seed, and Swank. The show starts at 4 p.m. with a VIP reception held right before at 3 p.m. Tickets will be available in the lobby of Windsor before the show. Student ID tickets are $7 and general admission tickets are $10. Come out and support a Stevens alumni and come see our current Stevens women from Model Group strut their stuff. Back to you, Sam.
Kobe. Thanks, Kobe. I'm amazed by the people who design and create clothing.
Yes, but while clothes look good on the catwalk, it's a whole different story getting them to look good on you. To help with that, reporter Olivia Odell is here to demonstrate how to take your own measurements. Olivia?
Thanks, Brittany. Accurate body measurements are essential, especially for online shopping and for the fit of your own clothes. The things you have to measure are your bust, waist, and hips. You'll need a friend and some measuring tape. The way you measure the bust is you'll just bring the measuring tape around the fullest part, but don't squeeze too tightly. And then to measure the band size, you'll measure right underneath. To measure the waist, bring the tape down about ½ an inch above the belly button. And to measure the hips, just bring it down to the fullest part of the butt. But remember, these numbers aren't always accurate, especially when it comes to the bust size and the band size and the bra size. So make sure you wear whatever is comfortable for you and remember to try things on. Back to you, Brittany.
That's great advice, especially for those planning on going out this Valentine's Day. Sam, do you have any plans with your special someone?
I do, but for those who don't, we go to Tyler Polson.
Thanks, Sam. With Valentine's Day being right around the corner, most of us are feeling the pressure to find a Valentine. Well, have no fear, Tyler Polson is here. I have a few activities that you can do if you find yourself alone on this dreadful day. The best part about Valentine's Day isn't the lovey-dovey stuff, it's the chocolate. And there's no way that's more fun than eating chocolate doing fondue. Just invite a couple girlfriends over, melt some chocolate, and let the fun begin. Another way to spend this holiday is to round up a co-ed group of single friends, and don't forget to invite your and your friends' crushes, of course, and play some co-ed games. Scattergories is always a great fun game that gets everyone talking and everyone having a great time. Valentine's Day is also about spreading love, and nothing spreads the love faster than a little volunteer work. Find a place to volunteer. After all, if you can't find a Valentine, then you might as well make the world a better place.
I think I want to cancel my plans and hang out with you, Tyler.
Yeah, same here. I actually think my boyfriend would be so relieved if he didn't have to buy me anything or make plans.
Well, he can actually make you something. Reporter Danny Kelly shares do-it-yourself gifts and decoration projects in preparation for the holiday. Danny?
Thanks, Tyler. Hey guys, I'm Danny Kelly, and with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I took to Pinterest to filter through Valentine's Day crafts just for you. Here's a simple craft you can make for yourself or to give for your special Valentine. I went to Hobby Lobby to get my supplies. $3.99 for a 6x6 canvas, $1.27 for a container of black paint, and $4.99 for a container of red buttons. You will also need a paintbrush, a ruler, a pencil, and a hot glue gun to complete this craft. To begin, you will need to measure out 2 inches for where you want your black paint to go. And then after that's done, you'll need to print out a heart template. And taking your pencil, you'll need to trace the heart on the canvas. And once all that's done, you will take your hot glue gun and glue the buttons right on the canvas, and then you'll have your finished product. Also, another thing you can do is taking scrapbook paper. You can cut out little hearts, and taking a a hole punch, you will punch 2 holes at the top of the heart and the bottom of the heart, and then you will string through yarn, and then you can hang them up on your white wall or drape them in the corner of your room to add a focal point. Back to the news desk.
Now those are some great projects and definitely things I could accomplish before the big day.
I know, Pinterest is great, isn't it?
It's so great. I actually saw that canvas on Pinterest just today.
It's amazing. Hopefully the weather won't put too much of a damper on the romance. So let's get it down to check the weather with Lainey Wallace.
Thanks, Sam. I think we all breathed a sigh of relief on Saturday when Puxatawny Phil did not see his shadow, predicting an early spring. This week's weather has definitely been an indication of no more snow. The high for today is 42 degrees with a low of 30. For your weekend, temperatures are going to be in the 50s with a chance of rain on Sunday. Expect to see sun and clouds throughout your Valentine's week with highs in the 40s. For those of you wishing you could fly to the City of Love or Paris for Valentine's Day, they'll be seeing temperatures around 40 degrees and cloudy. Around the country, New York is trying to find Nemo right now, experiencing the major blizzard. Today, they're looking at highs of 37 with a 90% chance of rain, and on Saturday, they'll hit 30 degrees. Sunday, they'll warm up a little bit to 36 degrees and cloudy. Chicago will need to stay bundled up this weekend. The high for the Windy City is 33 degrees today. On Saturday, they'll look at a high of 35 and a 20% chance of snow, and they'll round off the weekend with a high of 44 and a 40% chance of rain. Los Angeles is once again looking at a beautiful weekend. The high today is 61 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. Saturday, they're looking at a high of 60 degrees and sunny, and repeating those temperatures on Sunday. If you're looking for a cheap last-minute Valentine's gift, orchids are in bloom right now. And when you're taking your dog on a walk this week, snap a picture of your 4-legged friend and send it to Steven's Life via Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we'll show the cutest ones on air. For On It with Steven's Life, I'm Lane Wallace. Back to you, Brittany.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching our second episode of the semester. Be sure to check back with us next week for more news, and don't forget to visit our website for 24-hour access to your news at stevens.edu/stevenslife. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Stevens_life. I'm Brittany Tutt.
And I'm Samantha Gary. We'll see you back here next week.
This show was produced by the Advanced News Writing and Production and Advanced Studio Production classes at Stevens College through the collaboration of Columbia Access Television and the Schools of Interdisciplinary Studies and Organizational Leadership and Strategic Communication.